Blah, blah, blah. What's up, y'all? It's Marcellus Wiley, that dude. Let's talk about what y'all talking about, which is Sarah Spain. Shots fired at Pat McAfee and Stephen A. Smith, questioning their journalistic integrity. Yeah, I guess that's the way to say it. This is an age-old conversation that obviously is getting highlighted right now because of the disruption of media. More and more podcasts, independent media, big studio shows like Around the Horn that Sarah Spain was on are going away. They are of yesteryear. So everyone's talking about the journalists, right? I went to Syracuse and I'm a journalist and I do my research and I do my work and I show my work and I take you through the process and steps. But because this world is moving at light speed, more so than ever, and it's going to be slow in comparison to 10 years from now, yeah, people ain't got time for all that, right? People don't want to hear about the process. You know, don't tell me about the pain. Just show me the baby, as they say. So this is not necessarily a gender war because you hear two dudes and Sarah Spain is coming at them, but it's an agenda war. You get it? Agenda war. So don't listen to me. Listen to Sarah Spain. Let's talk through it. Let go.
And I think if you also look at ESPN's decision-making around more influencer type and former athlete type content as opposed to journalistic content.
You talking about me? What you talking about? Athletes? Former athletes? That's kidding. Hey, look, this is the thing. There's a bitterness, envy, jealousy, just pissed. Remember I talked about Michelle Beto and how she wanted to earn things, and then you could look at somebody else like a Stephen A. Smith. It looks like he was given some things. I don't think that's accurate, but that's how it's painted. Point being, a lot of times they look at the athletes like, they're giving you guys things. I had to go to Syracuse. I had to go to school. I had to do all this. I had to work as a beat writer. And it's like, all right, well, by hook or crook, the end justifies the means. So let's talk through it.
That is unfortunate, reacting to the world's, I guess, demands and the speed and desires of the current younger consumer. But I do worry about how that impacts ESPN's position in the industry, because what separates them from everyone else is they're the worldwide leader.
I got to stop right there because there was one word that maybe you guys even glossed over. She said it was unfortunate. So this has been painted like this new era, this new frontier, the evolution of sports media. This is unfortunate. Tell me if you guys believe that. Beat it up in the comments.
It's on ESPN. It's right. It's accurate. It's vetted. It's journalistically sound. When you've got a Pat McAfee, who the show is produced elsewhere and dropped onto ESPN airwaves, and they sort of wash their hands of the production and creation side of it, and they tell you it's a little bit different, but the viewer doesn't know that. So when he goes on and says things that are factually incorrect, does stories that are, for instance, one he's now being sued for libel, essentially, that aren't vetted and aren't sourced before he takes them in front of millions.
Now, to point that out is accurate. At the same time, what we always got to remember is the contrast. You got to remember that many of reporters have been called out, not factually reporting things properly, sued. All the things that we want to now attach to Pat McAfee in this moment have occurred to many a reporter of yesteryear. Just remember that as you hear this.
That, I think, impacts how people view everything else on the network, even if it's just subconsciously, right? When they turn it on, do they still think everything Adam Schefter says is journalistically sound? Or does the fact that Pat McAfee's on the same network, or Stephen A. Smith, who will say, well, I can't talk about Dana White hitting his wife on camera, he's a close personal friend of mine. That's not how journalism works, right? And so when that starts to blur the lines, does the rest of what's coming out on that network get harmed by it? And does it then prevent them from being separated from the pack in a way that they used to be?
This is Marcellus Wiley with an urgent message for anyone struggling with over $10,000 in credit card debt. Here's what you need to do right now. Visit pt.monitordebt.com. They've helped thousands reduce what they owe by dealing directly with creditors, cutting balances by 30, 40, even 50%. This isn't a loan. This is a proven debt settlement program where you make affordable monthly deposits while they do the heavy lifting. Many clients become debt-free in 24 to 48 months. Don't wait another day drowning in interest. Call 866-204-0071 or visit pt.monitordebt.com. Your financial freedom is waiting. It's just one phone call away. Let me start in come at this. Start here with me if you can. Because, the Stephen A. Smith, when he went and put the vest on for Dana White, I even said, come on now, you just got to call it like it is, and then also say that's my boy, but I had to call him out. It's okay. If he's really your boy, y'all still going to be fine. If he's not your boy, then you got a cape for him in that moment. But with that said, I know how journalists do the same thing that Stephen A. Smith did in that moment. They just don't write about it. You want to go back to the newspapers? Like, where that article? Or it's this blurb. Or it's slanted in a way where it makes them look as good as possible. And I think Stephen A. Smith may have put a little extra sauce on that, but he still did the same thing that many of journalists have done. When journalists like me, when I was in the league and they were getting information from me behind the scenes or unnamed sources, all that, man, I couldn't do no wrong even when I did bad. But then when you're not on their good side, like an Aaron Rodgers right now, and Aaron Rodgers is actually a good dude. I know y'all don't want to believe me. I know y'all don't want to hear it. He is a good dude. But the point is, y'all gonna say what y'all gonna say because they have painted him that way because they don't like him for many reasons.
I don't know. I'm not in charge. It's above my pay grade. From my point of view, yes, and that concerns me. But also I get everyone's trying to get the younger consumer, and they seem to like a screaming head influencer or former athlete more than they like someone who, knows how to do journalism.
That felt like an insult, even though, look, I'm not trying to say I can do anything. I just get it done. Like, you can label it like this is journalism, what I'm doing right now, and you can not. Some people call it gossiping, and then I'm like, it's social commentary. The Bible is nothing but a big book of gossip if you want to go there. Like, people telling you stories. Like, I'm telling you stories. I'm trying to bring my experiences to all the current issues, and with that, we learn some anecdotes. That's it. Like, sometimes we learn what we already knew, but you just get reminded. Or sometimes we learn a new way. Like, oh, I never think about it like that. So whether that's journalism or not, that's for someone else to determine who you paid a lot of money to get that degree for. But here we go. Let's just say this. ESPN stands for what? Let's go. Entertainment and Sports Programming Network. Some would say they got away from the E and went to the S too fast. You skipped the E. Because ESPN for a minute, when we had Outside the Lines and we were sports reporters, it was a lot of S, not a ton of E. And then they went a lot of E, and they're E'd up right now. They are on E, as you would say when you're pulling into the gas station. Well, what's the problem? I've never had a problem with like saying ESPN. I talk about people. You know what I mean? Names and numbers. Don't talk about the building. Don't talk about the company because you're hiding. So she said Pat McAfee, she said Stephen A. Smith. And the amount of words they have to put out and produce in volume daily, the amount of content that they're putting out, I think they're doing a good job in terms of the reporting in a journalistic way. What do I mean by that? You can't source all of this information if you're going to put this many hours out there. But what you can do is have reliable people that you trust in, and sometimes the ball gets dropped, right? And sometimes you make choices that are not ethically wrong, but at the same time, some people don't like them. They don't agree with them, right? I can understand why Stephen A. Smith wanted the cape for Dana White. Because he's Dana White. Like, who doesn't... Do y'all like Dana White? Because I love him. Who doesn't like Dana White? Like, even I had to be critical of that video, but at the same time, like, no, that's Dana White. Like, Dana White, UFC, he's done a tremendous job in the public light, right? He calls it like it is. He lets his fighters say what they want, do what they want. You know what I mean? Come on now. So I understand when you want to hold on to something. You want to let yesterday be your tomorrow. And that's what this sounds like to me. The journalists don't want to evolve, or the journalists don't think that this evolution is truly evolution. They think we are now detoured in our progress. When if you study civilization, you study society, it's pretty rare, if ever. Give me some examples where when we continue to do something, it's better. I remember when people were mad the microwave was out. I remember that. I literally remember that. What is this thing? And I could give you 1,000 other examples. But the point is, sometimes you got to embrace those things. And if you don't, then the other times you're going to be mad at others who are embracing them. So long story short, embrace change, because that's the only thing that's constant, change. Well, Sarah Spain, you know what we do on this show. We got to get you. We got to flow. We got to get into the flow. But before we get into the flow, make sure you guys who are out there, I'm about to hook you up if you have $10,000 or more in any type of debt. I'm talking about credit card debt, medical debt, student loan debt, personal debt. You just got some bills and you're like, dog, I need some help. Well, you need to call my team at Monitor Debt Resolution and take the first steps towards a solution. So check my link, and in there is a description, and that's going to be your financial wellness and health prescription. It's going to hook you guys up and make sure you guys are right. So make sure you go to Monitor Debt Resolution. For real, I got you guys. All right. Without further ado, it's time to flow, boy. You know what we do on this show, boy. Oh, what beat should I use? I ain't even pick a beat. Give me a beat. Y'all rocking with me still? Go to projecttransition.org too. I'm about to come out with a video for Project Transition. We're working on a video right now. We're doing tremendous work, just giving these kids experiences, taking them out the neighborhoods and letting them see more of the world so they can imagine more of the world, so they can see more in themselves. Ooh, that was pretty good, right on the fly. Ooh. So you know what we do on this show, boy. We flow, boy. Ooh. Sarah Spain, man, sound like Andre 3K. Sarah Spain, man. Sarah Spain, man. Sarah Spain, man. We flow on this show, girl. Let's go get this journalistic smoke. Yo, Sarah Spain in the booth, facts locked and loaded. Tired of the circus where the truth gets goaded. She turned on ESPN, and what did she see? McAfee yelling like a Mountain Dew spree. Come on, man. Is this WWE show? Where's the source? Where's the scoop? Where'd journalism go? She side-eyed the mic, side-eyed the crew. Stephen A., did you fact-check your stuff too? Oh, Sarah Spain ain't playing. She want receipts. Said integrity matters more than them retweets. You got suits and lights and strobe strut, but Spain want that truth, no media cuts. McAfee flexing with them tanks on air, looking like he about to body slam a chair. Ooh, Sarah like, cool, where's the source link? Cause loud don't mean right, let that sink. Stephen A., the goat of the flame, but she wonder if it takes a matching name. You know, report, rants and caps. Might win Emmys, but he can't do facts. Ooh, it's all vibes now, less truth, more flair. Spain trying to bring the real back if you care. Y'all post quotes, go viral at night, but who gon' check if the story ain't right? She ain't mad, she's just amused by this game. Journalism or just Twitter with fame. Ooh, Spain want a mic with some proof and precision. Not hot takes in the Red Bull collision. Ooh, she don't hate, she just holds the line. So when the smoke clears, she still gon' shine. Ain't here for clout, just calling the bluff. And she said it with love, but also enough's enough. She ain't scared, she speak that flame. Questioning giants, putting truth in frame. McAfee, wow, Stephen A. got that clout, but Spain's that voice you can't count out. Oh, yeah. Get that, come on, get that. You want that, come on, the show. Gone. It's been a decade plus that I knew that this day was gonna come. Oh, this is not hyperbole here.
Because I believe the purpose.
Time to hydrate. Hydration's the situation, so.